Hey there, my furtastic friends. Welcome back to the Monkey the Cat podcast. I'm Monkey, your favorite talking cat, and today we're diving into a lesson that can change the way you see the world. Our lesson today? Learning another's story builds empathy. Empathy. Big word, huh? But don't worry, I'll break it down for you. Empathy is when we understand and care about how someone else feels. It's like stepping into their paws, seeing life from their perspective, and realizing that everyone has a story. And trust me, friends, once you learn someone's story, you see them in a whole new way. Let me tell you a story about how I learned this lesson in the most unexpected way. It all started when I met Whiskers McGrouch, the grumpiest cat in town. Every time Brooklyn, Teddy, Olivff, and I walked past his house, Whiskers would glare at us from his windowsill, his tail flicking in annoyance. If we got too close, he'd hiss or mutter something like, kids these days, too much noise, too much playing. I couldn't understand why he was always so cranky. I mean, how could any cat not love a good game of chase or a sunny nap in the grass? So, one day, my curiosity got the best of me. Instead of just avoiding Whiskers, I decided to learn his story. I climbed up onto his porch and in my politest voice said, "Hey Whiskers, you always seem kinda grumpy. Is something bothering you?" At first, he just stared at me, but then, after a long sigh, he said something that surprised me. "I used to have a best friend, a little boy who loved me more than anything," he murmured. "But he grew up, and now he's busy with school and sports. I sit here every day, watching the world go by, but nobody stops to talk to me anymore." His voice was softer now, not grumpy, just lonely. That's when I realized I had judged Whiskers without knowing his story. He wasn't mean, he was missing his best friend. And once I understood that, I didn't feel annoyed by him anymore. I felt empathy. So, what did I do next? I invited Whiskers to join us in the park. At first, he grumbled, "I don't play games anymore," but I saw a tiny spark of excitement in his eyes. So we kept asking, and little by little, he came around. And you know what? That grumpy old cat turned out to be really fun. He had the best stories about his adventures as a young cat, and he even showed us some cool tricks he used to do with his boy. Whiskers didn't need someone to avoid him. He needed someone to listen to him. And that's what empathy does. When we take the time to learn someone's story, we stop making assumptions and start understanding them. So my challenge for you today, ask someone about their story. Maybe it's a new classmate, a neighbor, or even a family member you don't talk to much. Because every single person you meet has a story, and when you listen, you open a door to friendship, kindness, and understanding. Thanks for tuning in to the Monkey the Cat podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and come back for more whisker-twitching lessons. And remember, everyone you meet has a story worth listening to. Be curious, be kind, and most of all, be empathetic. Bye for now, my thoughtful friends.